everybody? It's Blaine with Flatbroke Outdoors. We're off trying to find another adventure. I hope you'll hang out with me on this trip. Probably, I don't know, 20 or 30 minutes from where I'm on my way to. But try to see if we can't find a decent place to set up camp, and I'll get back with you then. All right, everybody, welcome back. This is the turn we turned off of that long road we were just on, came through that mud hole right there, and swung around and backed in here. That's where we're going to set up camp. Kind of take you around here. It looks like quite a few people know where this place is. Obviously, people probably been camping here for years, but today it will be me and y'all, as long as you choose to stay with me. Let's see. Got a nice concrete pad there to set up on in case it rains anymore. It won't be muddy, won't be tracking a lot of stuff in and out other than a little sand. A little bit of a fire pit there. I don't know if y'all can hear that water in the background, but we're going to walk down there. I want to show you how some people trash places. You know, every campsite I go to, there's always something, but there's bottle caps on the ground, old Target, some toilet paper, baby diapers, water bottles, some McDonald's trash over there. So we'll come down this little trail here. We got quite a bit of rain last night, so all this is the sand is very welcome, because if it was dirt, well, it'd be a muddy trail for sure. So this opens right up to a little creek that flows through here. Hot as it is around here, this creek's a welcome sight. Looks like some folks have been trying to dam it up to create a little bit of a pool, it looks like. Too hot for that nonsense. There is trout in this little stream. I've never caught any out of this one, but I've seen plenty of them in here. See, this is a real nice deep pool. That's looking pretty inviting right about now. It's hot as all get out. Walk up here a little bit. Kind of hot and muggy. The nice part I'm referring. See the bluff wall right there? Somewhere up that hill, just on the other side of that tree line, there's a walking trail that goes for 8 or 9 miles, I think. I read about it. I've never been on that side, but trying to see if maybe we couldn't get a look at a trout coming through here. I don't really see any. But I know what I'll be doing tomorrow if it's this hot again. I'll be relaxing in that water. All right, everybody, welcome back. Got everything set up. Give you a quick tour. It is still hot, so we got the spare bedroom with the air conditioner. Let's see. Come around here. There's a fire pit, chair, a little jag of wood, little grill. Got the sun tarp up for the air conditioner, keep the sun from beating it down. Back in the background over there, we got the generator, a couple jugs of gas to make sure we stay comfortable. Got the big top up just in case it rains. Got the kitchen set up. This concrete pad is a handy deal. It's very level and easy to clean. Didn't have to level anything up. Spin around here. There's the bedroom. Got the air on. I'm about to close it down so it can cool off in there some. Alright, that is the basic setup. I think I'm going to make some coffee, and I do believe I might make some hamburgers for supper. Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm going to get this coffee made. Thought I might as well let y'all hang with me while I did that. Get a little water in the pot here. It'll make more of a mess than anything. But I'll tell y'all what, it is hot here today. I am soaked to the bone. It's not a great feeling, but this unit fired up here. Ooh, fire and hold. One of these days, I'm gonna mess that up something terrible. Thing cooking. Get back. Yeah, I do believe I will make those hamburgers for supper. Feels like it's almost too late to cook and too hot to eat, but anyway, I am a little hungry, so I am gonna make it. You know, this I was camped out down here. Oh, this has been back when it was still pretty chilly out, and it had rained. And earlier when we walked down onto that gravel beach, none of that was there. The water had it all covered up. It was nearly almost up to where you start to go down the incline, and then just over the course of 3 or 4 hours, it was right back down to where it was supposed to be. But man, it rained for all night long in the hard rain. Wow. Dispose of this. So we got the coffee brewing. About, I don't know, 10 minutes or so. Once that coffee gets ready, I'll get those hamburgers on, get that cooking, and then it's probably, let's see, it's about 20 after 7 now, so probably got over an hour of daylight left. So I don't know if I'll have a fire tonight or not, but I will probably get in there where it's cool in a little while, and after I eat, watch a movie, and then I think in the morning we're gonna do. I have some jalapeno bacon. I'm gonna cook that. That is super good. I'll make some biscuits from scratch. See how that goes. I did bring my Coleman oven, little oven that fits on top of the Coleman stove. We're gonna bake some biscuits in there and see how that turns out. That might be good for a laugh or two. And then we'll see what else we can get into tomorrow. I'll get back with you in a little while. All right, welcome back. Coffee water is finally hot. I got some burgers in the skillet here. Let's get some coffee in here. Get it mixed up a little bit. I'm gonna guess that'll be coffee in no time. I don't figure those hamburgers will be much without a little salt and pepper, will they? our handy dandy hamburger turner. Look at here. I've been trying to get a video made for over a month. Nothing seems to be going in my favor. I tell you, I was at a really nice camp spot a couple of days ago. Had the whole, it was a paid campground, not something I normally do, but it was right on the lake, and it was just from what I saw online, it was a real pretty place, so I thought I would check that out. So my first day there, I got there kind of late in the afternoon, and I did take a little video, and it started getting dark on me. I got everything set up, and the whole place was kind of unlevel, so I had to jack up one whole side of the camper and put some big rocks underneath the wheel to get it anywhere close to level, because if it ain't close to level, that air conditioner will dump a bunch of water in the floor in there. So it has to be pretty close to level. And so I got everything squared away and had a good night. And the next day, I had some neighbors move in 2 spots down. It was an older couple, and they had a really nice camper, and they got all set up. And once they got everything squared away like he wanted, Grandpa got out this battery operated leaf blower, and he starts cleaning. He's blowing dirt everywhere, and meanwhile I've got my spit set up over the fire, and I had a pork roast on there. So he kept coming down the driveway, and he kept coming and blowing dirt and kept coming. Finally I had to go out there and say something to him. I said, "Look, Pappy, I'm trying to cook over here. You're getting dirt all in my groceries." So he explained to me what he was trying to do, and then he went on about his business. And it wasn't too long after that, I think probably everybody in his family must have been showing up with a camper, and it wasn't long and they had me surrounded. So I had that going on, and then I still had an open spot on the other side of me, which there was quite a little space in between me and that spot. And it wasn't long before somebody showed up there, and they had kids. They were loud, obnoxious, had their music turned up loud, so it just wasn't great. And then I got a phone call that my uncle was in the hospital. He's older, early 80s, mid 80s, somewhere in there, 83, 84. And he had fallen a couple of times and was at the hospital. They didn't know what was causing him to fall. He had some confusion, so I thought, man, I'm just going to have to pack this whole thing up. So I stopped doing any kind of video at all. And so I thought, I may have to pack up and go to the hospital where he's at. So I sat there on pins and needles waiting on somebody to call me about it, and nobody ever did. And so I had the bad neighbors and the anxiety of waiting to hear about my uncle. And so I didn't take any more video. And I did end up staying that night, and then I got up right away the next morning and went home. I just had to be done with it. It was a bad trip. It could have been a beautiful spot, and I could have, had a nice video there, but it just didn't work out in my favor, and it was pretty frustrating. So I went home and got all my stuff together again, and now we're here, and this is a really nice spot. It's really pretty quiet here, so this should be a good trip. And I think my coffee's probably ready. Got the hamburgers cooking here, so I'm gonna get me a cup of coffee and finish these hamburgers up, and I'll get back with y'all. All right, everybody, I got the hamburgers all cooked, and that was good, right on time. Coffee was good. Just starting to get dark here. I have a light on in the background. I didn't know if the camera would pick this up or not, so I think I'm gonna call it a night, and I'll see you guys at breakfast time. Hey, good morning, y'all. I think this morning we're gonna try to attempt to make some biscuits from scratch. I got the Coleman oven with me on this trip, so we're gonna see if we can make this happen. I didn't have a bowl with me to mix up the biscuits, and so we're gonna do it in this skillet. So we'll see how this works. Y'all bear with me. No guarantees. It's about 6:30 in the morning, I guess. Just getting daylight enough to function and be able to see. I did put the coffee on already, and it's good. So I guess we'll get right into making these biscuits, see how this turns out. Let's see here. Surely we can do this without messing it up. All right, step one complete. Now I have some chilled butter here. I do believe we will need some of this in there. Yeah, if these don't turn out, y'all can't make fun of me. I'm not a baker. I'm not a baker at home. Certainly not a baker when I'm camping, but well, if it does work out, if these biscuits turn out, I will go ahead and make some sausage gravy, and we will do this morning up right. If the biscuits don't turn out, we're gonna have bacon and eggs. I remember one time some years back, I thought to myself, I really got to come up with a biscuit recipe. And my brother, one of my brothers, I've got a slew of them, but I remembered him making some biscuits one time, and I thought, man, there ain't no way this guy can make biscuits like that. But he did, so I thought, let me call him, see if he will give me his recipe. I called him, he gave me the recipe. I cooked the biscuits. They were disgusting. So I called him back, sent him a picture of the biscuits. He laughed. I called him back. He said, I gave you everything that was in my recipe, man. I said, no, there's something missing. These biscuits are terrible. So he called out the ingredients to me again. I wrote them down again. Made the biscuits. Turned out like junk. So I sent him the picture. I told him, I'm just going to go online and get my own biscuit recipe since you don't want to. I was accusing him of not giving me the full recipe. I told him he was leaving something out and it just wasn't working out. So I went online. I didn't find anything much different than what he had given me. So I told him, I said, I'm just going to come up with my own recipe and we'll see how that turns out. So I went to the cabinet and got some biscuit mix, pre-made stuff. And I put the biscuits together and I cooked them and sent him that picture. And he thought, man, how did you go from making them old ugly biscuits to making these biscuits? I just told him I came up with my own recipe. I didn't tell him Bisquick had a hand in the deal. Whole thing was pretty funny, but I never did. I don't think I ever told him. Hope he doesn't watch this video. I don't think I ever told him that it wasn't my own recipe. It was a mix. Never thought I'd be mixing biscuits in a skillet either, but here we are. Tell you, I slept pretty good last night. The old air conditioner, that was nice. That was a great addition to my camping things, is having that air conditioner for sure, because it was hot yesterday, man. I came late in hopes that it would cool off some, before I got here, so I wouldn't be sweating so bad. And my plan did not work. It was hot. All right, let me set this off to the side. Let me get a paper towel. I'm about to be a mess up in here. Got to spread a little flour down on this cutting board. The biscuits will be sticking everywhere. Yeah, that ought to be enough. Making a big old mess here. Oh, Lord. Well, if my wife was here, she would be making fun of me. Or anybody else for that matter. Like our oven's getting to temperature. I have learned with this Coleman oven that you can't necessarily trust that dial, but if you keep it somewhere between 200 and 300, you can accomplish the mission without burning everything up. You see a lot of people online with all the little different hacks. They're taking welding blankets and sewing them up and covering those Coleman ovens with them. And Coleman, they're not new at the game. They've been making those ovens since the 20s and 30s. They kind of got the oven game figured out. It doesn't really need any help from any of us. Yeah, they got the game figured out. I know we've had, my dad and my uncles and me and my brothers, we've had Coleman ovens as far back as I can remember. So, if Coleman thought they needed any more help, they would have taken care of it already. So, I've done quite a lot of cooking in a Coleman oven. I've never had to cover it with a welding blanket or any kind of insulation. Never had any trouble with them. We've done everything from meatloaves to cookies and biscuits and just, whatever we wanted to cook in there. All right. We've got a successful mess anyway. I'll get my biscuit cutter here. It's an old soup can I cut down, and it seems to work all right. If nothing else, I have made myself a proper mess around here for sure. Whoa. There's biscuit number 1. And biscuit number 2. Let me mix this up right quick. They say the more you fold this biscuit dough, the more layers you'll have in your biscuits, which makes perfect sense. I mean, that's not rocket science. But I do know if you over mix your dough, it'll be tough. It'll be tough like German bread. And we don't want that. Let me get this patted out here. I'm thinking this biscuit's gonna be ugly. Biscuit number 3. I think we can get one more biscuit out of this deal, which is plenty for me for sure. I'm not expecting any company down here this morning, but I guess you never know. I just found this particular campsite back in the, I guess it's probably early spring. So it was new to me, but obviously other people know about it. it is during the week, so probably won't have a lot of visitors. All right, let me show you these. Whoa, whoa. There we go. That's the biscuits. So they look pretty good. Let me slide these bad boys in this oven, and we'll hope for the best. All right, kids, we'll give them 10 or 12 minutes and see what happens. I'm gonna clean up my hands and clean up this mess, and then I'll get back with y'all and we'll see how the biscuits are doing. All right, y'all, welcome back. I think it's been plenty of time for the biscuits. Let me come over there and grab y'all up and bring you over here, and we'll check these biscuits. Grab something here so we don't burn the baby. Ooh, they look like biscuits. Ooh, they hot like biscuits. All right, well, they're done. I guess we'll call that a win for the home team, kids. It looks like I'm obligated to make us some sausage gravy to go with them biscuits. The old oven comes through again. Let's close this thing up. Turn the fire off. We'll give that oven a chance to cool, and I will set it off there, and I'll get some sausage gravy going, and I will get back with y'all in just a little bit. All right, everybody, time to get this sausage working here. Get this cooker fired back up. A little heat under it there. All right, we got the sausage on. I'm probably going to make a little more coffee. I didn't make that much, and I feel like I might need some more. This gravy is probably going to take me 20 minutes or so to make this. Got the biscuits over there just waiting. So I'm going to get this finished up, and then I'll get back with you. I thought I would bring y'all in on the rest of this gravy making ordeal here. Really not a lot to it, or not the way I do it anyway. Lord knows I could probably take a few pointers, but I'm just going to add a little flour in here. Not just too much. Mix that in good. Get this little roux going here. I like to add a little onion to my gravy, but believe it or not, I did not bring any onions on this camping trip. I thought I had some, but I was mistaken, apparently. It's starting to get warm out today. Looks like it's going to be another scorcher. Could be worse, I guess. guess one thing I forgot to mention is the biscuits and this gravy will be gluten-free. I try to cook gluten-free when I can, just because my wife has a gluten allergy, so I try to make all the things that I really like and make them gluten-free, which can be a struggle sometimes, but for the biscuits and gravy, it's really not that big a deal, and it still tastes really good. What is gravy without a little pepper? And a little salt. If you're wondering why the gravy has a brown tint to it, it's because I used almond milk instead of regular milk. I try to do everything dairy free if I can, or I will definitely pay the price if I don't. So, it does give it just a little different flavor, but still good. But saves me a lot of trouble. All right, guys, this is going to be gravy in just a few minutes. Then I'll bring you back for the finished product. All right, everybody, it's time to put this together. Let's see if I can do this without making a mess here. A little gravy on the biscuits. All right, everybody, there's the finished product. Hopefully it'll be as good as it looks to me. And I'll finish eating this and get all this stuff cleaned up, and I'll get back with you. Hey, everybody, welcome back. Oh, this turned out really good, but I think I made way more than I needed just for one person. It's got really good flavor. And like I said earlier, it's all gluten-free. So if you have a gluten allergy or anything of that nature, you'd be good to go with this. Or if you're lactose intolerant, you'd be good with it. It's really good stuff for sure. But I do believe I'm gonna have to call it quits right there and maybe save this for later sometime. But thanks for hanging in there with me through the breakfast, and stay tuned to see what we do for supper tonight. Welcome back, y'all. I hope you can hear over that generator and that air conditioner running. It's plenty hot out here, so I'm keeping the camper cool up there. I got us a little fire going. Gonna get the grill ready. As soon as the fire burns down to some coals, I'll get the grill ready. We're gonna cook some pork chops and some potatoes on the grill.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is the exact time where, me being the crafty sound master I am, my mic went dead and I had no idea. So, lesson learned to me. But at this point, my fire had gotten just where I wanted it, and I got my grill set up. So it was time to get the pork chops on the grill. So I stepped out of screen to figure out where I had put the pork chops. And apparently I'm taking my sweet time coming back to the fire. So they must have been further away than I remember. Oh, here I am. Look at me go. So I had, I don't remember, I think 4 or 5 pork chops. And I was apparently struggling to get them out of the package. That fire was good and hot though, so it really wasn't going to take a long time to get them all cooked up. And I believe at some point I had 2 extra hamburger patties that I did not cook the night before or the day before, whenever it was. The first night I got there, I think I made the hamburgers. But that fire was so hot. Well, here I come dragging up the rear with the extra hamburgers. There we go. Yeah, it was close to 100 degrees that day. It was just brutal hot. Not sure why I picked that day to cook over that fire, but a lesson learned. You can see that the heat's taking a toll on me. I think I step out of the screen here to find some seasoning somewhere. Yeah, there I am. Yeah, get plenty of salt and pepper on there. I'm not sure at what point I realized. I do remember noticing. It wasn't any time very quick, but I remember noticing my mic, the light wasn't on like it's supposed to be on the recording device. So it wasn't working out great for me. But there's the meat cooking along. I got some shots of that. That was hickory wood I'm cooking over. Man, it gives the meat such a great flavor. And then I took some short shots of the river there, and then back to turning this meat here. That fire was pretty hot, so I was having to watch it pretty close. And then I decided, instead of cooking the potatoes in the foil bags on the fire, I would just fry some. That way I didn't have to stand over that fire monitoring those foil bags. Because like I said, that fire was burning really pretty hot. So I really probably should have sped this process up a little bit. I'm sure y'all don't care much about watching me cut up potatoes. But it shouldn't take long here. I think I did shorten this up some. But all in all, it made for a good supper. And it was just so hot. I had that air conditioner running in the camper all day, but I never got in there out of the heat. And I had every intention of actually taking a swim in the creek back there, but I didn't end up doing that either. So I was thinking, man, if I can get this supper cooked, and I was really pretty hungry, but it was almost too hot to eat. But I finally fight through the mosquitoes and whatever these biting flies were. There was some, not really like housefly flies. It was a strange looking creature, but man, when they bit you, you knew you'd been bitten. And they only really bit you if you smashed them. Like if one landed on your hand and you smashed it, it would it'd get you pretty good. I'm assuming it was biting. It didn't seem like it had a stinger or anything, but that was my thought getting through this and getting up, getting up in that camper.
All right, y'all. I think the grease is plenty hot enough. So let's get these on. I just checked the meat over on the fire. It's going well, cooking right along. you wonder why I'm doing it like this, it keeps.
All right, it was at this point that my mic took a hiatus on me again, right when I was getting my potatoes all fried up, so you can see them here in the skillet. They were cooking along, and then I go back over and check the meat, and it was looking really good. So everything was coming along as planned. Uh, Everything was, the meat was cooking really fast. The pork chops were pretty thin, and that's kind of what they looked like as I was getting ready to take them off. So everything went well. The potatoes fried up nice. The meat cooked good, and I think this is where I get my mic back here.
All right, everybody, everything is done. There's the meat, turned out really well, and the fried potatoes. There we go. Well, I'm gonna eat a little something, and I will get back with y'all in a little while. Good morning, everybody. This is the morning of day 3. It's about 6 o'clock in the morning. Unfortunately, I've got to wrap this up. I've got somewhere else I need to be, but I've enjoyed it. It's been a hot 2.5 days, but I sure enjoyed it. Enjoyed cooking over the fire and showing y'all all around this campsite. But shouldn't be more than a day or two, and we'll be back on another one, and then we'll try to find another spot. See if it's anything as nice as this one. But at any rate, this is another camping trip in the bag. So I appreciate it if you if you stayed through the whole video for sure. But I'll see you on the next one.